Okay, everyone. It's so good to be back on after my absence. Today, I have a wonderful actress, Ruthie Austin.
Hello, Janine, my friend.
Well, hi, Ruthie. Oh my gosh, I haven't talked to Ruthie in how long has it been?
Gosh, at least maybe 10 years. Has it
It's
been that
been 10
long?
years?
10, probably 10. What? This is 2022.
Uh huh.
The last time we talked, let me see. You were still in. No, you had moved. You moved to Arizona. I think the last time we
No, San Jose.
San Jose. So did you ever live in Arizona?
No, I moved to San Jose, California.
Oh, right. Okay, I remember.
Right,
I
right.
think that was the last time, and I think, and then we spoke intermittently
hmm
after that. But I don't know what year was that.
I don't even know, Ruthie.
Well, it's been a minute. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm texting some people. Did you tell people you were going to be on live tonight?
Oh yes, yes. I sent out the link. I put it
hmm
on my social media. So
Okay. Trying to wait for some people to come in. We usually have people waiting.
mhm.
I don't know what's happening because I know I sent it out to everybody. So I don't know what's up.
Well, let's just get going.
Okay,
You
well, we
never
can go
know
ahead and get going.
with people.
I'm gonna send one more text and see if I can get some more people to come on. See, I'm gonna try to get a couple of my friends to come on. Hold on,
Okay.
'cause I know I told them that I was doing this tonight. Right? Oop, okay. So let's go ahead. Oh, my friends, Beauty and the Beast. Thank you, Beauty and the Beast, for coming on. I appreciate you. Oh my gosh. So, anyways, I'm sorry to take up time texting people, but I was
No,
trying to get more
that's
people to
okay.
come on. Beauty and the Beast, if you can share that out, I would appreciate it. So, tonight I'm on with this wonderful actress that I have been knowing for how long? About over 20 years?
A little bit, yeah. A little bit under there.
Yeah. So, we met in Dallas, Texas. I don't even remember. How did we meet, Ruthie?
Well, in the theater,
Were you
I think
doing a
at theater
play?
three, yeah, theater three,
Okay.
doing piano lessons. As a matter of
Yeah.
fact, it was when I left corporate to, you know, live my dream of an actress to begin because I had just moved back to um, Dallas. I had just moved back to Dallas, and that was when I was going to just start pursuing acting full time. So I
Mhm.
was in the play, piano lesson. Can you hear that ringing?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, you want me to turn it off?
Yeah, if you don't mind,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, yeah, no problem. Hold up.
Just a second.
Sorry,
Oh,
sorry.
not a problem. Not a problem.
So yeah, I had just moved back to Dallas because I wanted to pursue acting full time, and I had auditioned for a piano lesson with
Mhm.
the great Vicky Washington, Willie Miner, um, just a lot of the local talent in Dallas.
Mhm.
So, and it was great. So yeah, and that's where we met. Wait a minute, you were
You gonna tell the story? You gonna tell that story?
you were dating? You were dating Lyman.
And
You were
who
dating Lyman.
who else was I dating?
Girl, you was dating a couple of people. You were dating several people. You were. I know Lime. What was his name? Because he's in
Richard,
LA.
Richard and Fred.
Yeah, Fred. You were dating. She was dating Lyman and Boy Willie, the lead and the supporting cast. She was dating both of them. You were, and then remember we went to the party
uh,
after one of the cast parties. You came and I mean, you didn't know who to be with. And I remember, oh my God, I remember that. And I remember Richard Ridley. And I
uh,
love Richard. But Richard was crazy about you.
I never knew that.
Yeah, but you really liked Lyman. What was Lyman's first name?
Fred.
Yeah,
Fred.
Fred, yeah.
Hmm.
But Richard, he was really into you.
I had no idea.
Yeah, he was. He was. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was playing both of them.
Both of them. The lead and the supporting cast. You sure was. And she would come to the play and she would be sitting out there. And I mean, it was so funny.
I gave them both a card.
Yeah. 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 I remember that. You would, oh my God. Richard. Richard was really into you.
I
He
didn't know
was.
that.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah,
But anyway, let's
that's
move
where
past.
we met. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
where we met. Yes.
What did you think? What did you think about that? All the shenanigans I was up to.
Girl, you was doing your thing. I didn't have no problem with it. I just moved back to Dallas and leaving the corporate world. So hey, you weren't married then. You weren't
No.
married, and so you were just playing the show. You was doing your thing, honey. So I don't see anything wrong with that. Men do it all the time. So
Mhm.
hey, I'm not mad at you.
So moving past all that, let's move past all that.
Yes.
Uh, what made you want to be an actress? Let's talk about that.
Well, I've always. I mean, I always wanted to be an actress. I mean, even
Hmm.
when I was younger, at home, I that was the thing to do, and it was something that I was always the one that was creating. I was
Hmm.
writing. I was always creating the play. I'm from a large family, so my cast members were my brothers and my sisters,
Hmm.
because we all were around the same age. So I was always come up with some kind of play or dance, because I also used to dance.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. When I was in high school, I was part of the dance team, and when I graduated, before I went to college, I was part of a dance troupe.
Hmm.
But the dance teacher disbanded it. But yeah, and so it was acting and dance, and that's what I did in high school. So I've always loved the arts. It's in me, so it's no other way to put it. It really is, because
Uh-huh.
before I embarked on acting, I was in the corporate industry because I wanted to get a formal training of management, because I
Hmm.
knew that I was going to be in the entertainment, but I wanted to learn about business.
Uh-huh.
So that is the reason why I went the corporate route after college, instead of going straight to Hollywood.
Hmm.
And so I just decided to do that, and which I liked it. I didn't love it. So I was
Hmm.
happy to get out of it after I got what I wanted from it, because I got management training.
Yes.
I was a manager. I managed full-time employees. I was doing merchandising. So I was in the marketing department. So once I decided to go in my separate ways with corporate, because I got what I wanted. The companies that I was working for, they transferred me to different markets. Cause so I was really in middle management. So if I had stayed with them, I would have been set. But it wasn't my love. It
Hmm.
wasn't something that I really dreamt to do, and it wasn't part of me, because I had a hard time with it as well.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, because it's not, if it's not your passion, then I couldn't do it. So yeah, but then I decided to leave. I just downsized my expenses. I
Hmm.
paid off my car, paid off some credit cards, and hightailed it back to Dallas because I had lived in Atlanta, Georgia. I had lived in the Carolina. I lived in Charlotte, North Carolina, Florida. Those were my markets that I managed, like 5 full-time employees.
Mhm.
Yeah. So that's what I did. And I just decided to move to Dallas. And I really moved to Dallas because Dallas was a and still is a more commercial market.
Mhm.
As far as television and film, it's not much going on, but it's
Mhm.
a place where you can get your start. You
Right, exactly.
know, get your start, and then you need to progress if you want. But a lot of the actors in Dallas, they just stay there
Right.
and just work the market. But it's fine if it works for you. But I knew that I wanted to go to Hollywood.
Right.
Yeah, I knew that. And I would consult with a lot of the veterans. And I
Mhm.
did that while I was working with the piano lesson. When I was in the piano lesson, I would
Mhm.
talk to Vicki Washington, Willie Miner, um, Phyllis Cicero, which she wasn't part of the play, but I knew of her.
Mhm.
And she was just telling me, she said, well, you may as well just go because you're still going to have to stand in line regardless.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
and that's what I did without any credits to my name other than the piano lesson. I did a couple of plays at Theater 3.
Mhm.
So yeah. And that's what got me started.
Right, right. So let's talk about your journey in Hollywood.
Mhm.
What was your first film and how did you start acting in film?
Well, my focus was going to be television and film.
Uh-huh.
And when I first moved to LA, but prior to me going to LA, I was contacting like different agents and managers. I said,
Mhm.
because I really don't want to just go there without knowing anyone. And I wanted some representation beforehand.
Mhm.
So I never forget the Campbell Agency.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I know them.
Campbell
Mhm.
Agency but it was in LA.
Right.
And so I forgot her name, but I had spoken with her and she said, well, yeah, if you're ever in LA, just give me a call.
Uh-huh.
So, but she didn't know me. So then, because I got there probably like in a couple of weeks and I called her and she had an audition for me. And I
Mhm.
was like, oh, wow. And so that was like my very first one. So I didn't get any training per se.
Mhm.
So I said, well, I'm just going to just go there and just go to it. And it was on the studio lot. And,
Uh-huh.
and I had a friend there, Julius was there. And so he said, well, you can drive my car. And I went to the audition and went through it. But I didn't get the role, but it was good training for me.
Right.
And but as I kept going and the first project that I booked, it was, let's see, I first started doing some plays that were on Santa Monica because in LA, in Santa Monica, you had a lot of the plays and a lot of
Mhm.
theater, but they're pretty much plays where you want to invite your representation there. That's what
Mhm.
it was mainly for. You really didn't get paid, and if you got paid, you got paid what, maybe $10, $20.
Mhm.
But the purpose was to invite your representation.
Right.
So then after I did that, I met this group of people, COSAC, and I just started doing a lot of plays. And so I got an agent, and after I left the manager, I did get with an agent
Mhm.
and just started going, continuing to go out on audition. But the very first production the SAG production that I got was Race.
Okay, for those of you who don't know what SAG is, the Screen Actors Guild, that is a group that actors join, that they have to join. It's a union that you have to join in order to do what am I trying to say? To do films in California. Now, in Texas, you don't have to, am I correct? You don't have to
Yeah,
be a
right,
member of the union
right,
because Texas is not a union state.
right. And it's the
But
right to work state.
yes, but when you move to California or New York,
Yeah,
you
New
have
York.
to be a part of a union. So that union is Screen Actors Guild.
That is correct.
Mhm.
So and then and I got my SAG card, and the first production that I went in for after that was Racing for Time, and they were shooting in New Orleans.
Mhm.
So I had to go to New Orleans, and Charles S. Dutton was the director.
Okay.
So
Do you so tell them who I know who Charles S. Dutton is, but tell who Charles S. Dutton is and some of the work that he's done so the audience will know.
well, Charles S. Dutton, he's a staple in television and in film.
Mhm.
He did the original production of Piano Lesson
Mhm.
with Alfred Woodard, and I can't remember the other guys. But Charles S. Dutton, I mean, he's a staple, and he's done a lot of the Law and Order SVU.
Mhm.
He starred in that. He was what is the name of the show?
Rock.
Rock, yeah,
Mhm.
Rock. And he was the
The
lead.
lead
Rock.
on the
Yeah,
on
he was
Rock.
the lead of Rock.
Right.
Yeah. So but this was after Rock. So
Mhm.
I went in, and I was going in for one role, but I wasn't able to secure that role because I didn't have enough credit. I didn't have enough a strong back resume.
Mhm.
And he told me, he said, "Well, you're not going to be able to get the role that I really want you for, but I'm just going to give you a role."
Mhm.
And he did. He just gave me a role. I was one of the coaches for the girls track team.
Mhm.
And Racing for Time, it was Angelos Ellis, Tiffany Haddish, and one other. I can't. It was this actress out of New York.
Mhm.
But I mean, I only knew Anjanou Ellis, and I had seen her, but I didn't know. I mean, my scene wasn't with Tiffany Haddish, but it was with Charles S. Dutton and the other two actors and Anjanou Ellis.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But anyway, I got the role. He just gave it to me. I was invited for the table read. The table read is when after you secured the role, and now they want to hear it from the actors, and you're basically sitting around a table with the script reading through.
Mhm.
And it was so funny because my role wasn't large at all. It was small, but they had me to read the narration
Mhm.
of it entirely. So I thought that was really great. I was really nervous, but I did it, and so yeah, so I got the role, and that was my very first one that I did, and I was really happy about it. It was in New Orleans, but and I worked for about a week, and it was great,
Mhm.
great. So that was the first foray into Hollywood.
Wow. That's a good story.
Yeah,
That is really great.
yeah.
So tell me, okay, so give me like something a really good story like when you were like did something like when you were auditioning did you ever meet someone that you saw on TV that you really wanted to meet like I want to meet Denzel Washington because
Yeah,
he's
I
just
met Denzel. Yeah. I but see now, I mean, I know everyone.
but that's great but
I
I'm
know
saying
everyone. But now when I was really excited when I met one of my favorite actresses,
mhm
Candy Alexander. We were reading for the same role, and so I was sitting out there in the lobby, and
mhm
she came out, and I just forgot about where I was. Oh my God. And because I love her.
mhm
And I introduced myself, but she was really friendly. She was really nice. And I just told her that I really enjoy her. And yeah, her and I mean, so
I mean, was there somebody that you just okay, besides Candy, where you was just like really starstruck that you when you that you actually got to meet that you like it's like if for me it would be like Denzel Washington and Angela Bassett, you know,
no,
because for
no,
me they're like top tier
right,
and I
right.
really admire their work. So is there
I
some
I enjoy seeing Angela Bassett.
mhm,
That wasn't. But see, okay, let me just say this:
mhm,
the corporate industry prepared me for stardom, really,
mhm,
because when I was in the corporate industry, I did really well. I
mhm,
did really well, and I really worked with a lot of high powered people.
mhm,
I was in middle management, so I traveled. Uh,
mhm,
I mean, I lived in different places. The company transferred me here and there. So at that point, I was really accustomed to, even though they were not actors, but they were on a certain
yeah, a high level, right?
yeah, they were corporate people,
Mhm,
you got the CEO, the CFO. So I was sort of, really uh used to that. I mean, yeah, even
mhm,
though they were not actors, but that really prepared me for Hollywood. Now, had I not worked in corporate on that
mhm,
level, maybe
mhm.
I don't know, maybe I would have been starstruck. But no, there was no one. I did, like I said, I met Angela Bassett, Denzel, but
Mhm,
and I was happy to meet them,
right.
no, I never got to the point where I couldn't talk or I was
Oh.
but it was so funny because I love Alfred Woodard.
Uh-huh.
And I remember I was at the Mark Taper Theater. Mark Taper is your theater that's more in line with Broadway.
Uh-huh.
But it's in Hollywood, but it's in LA.
Mhm,
So and I remember seeing Alfred Woodard. And
mhm.
I remember saying, "Oh my God!" But I saw she was surrounded by different people. I said, "Well, I don't want to just run up there."
Right.
But once I saw that, some of the people had thinned out around her, I
Mhm.
went up and I introduced myself, and she looked at me. She looked at me up and down, and I was excited to meet her, but I got a very cold reception from her.
Mm.
So,
Wow.
yeah, yeah, but yeah, so no, I never felt giddy and all of that.
Mhm.
I met, I never did.
Well, I guess that's just me because I know
Yeah,
I love Angela Bassett's work so much. I
yeah,
admire her. I mean, from way back when she was in Boys in the Hood.
right,
You
right,
know, from way I mean, I have been a fan of hers and just watched her progress.
right.
And for me, if I met her, I don't know, because I would kind of be like, oh,
But because I've met so many of them
mm-hmm,
early on, because see,
mm-hmm,
I dated a guy that was also a celebrity.
mm-hmm,
So, and he would take me around. I mean, when I
right,
first moved there, he took me different places, introducing me to people. So I saw, I mean, right from the beginning, I was meeting people.
that's great,
So
that's
yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah. So maybe that's the reason why I wasn't. I don't know. I mean, so giddy about meeting folks and all, but yeah, but it was still great to meet them, and I remember one of the nicest people that I did meet, I can say, was Neil Long. I met her at the coffee shop.
Uh-huh.
Neil Long and Teresa Randall, um, Tasha Smith. I would see Tasha and I would meet at the same Starbucks.
Hold on, Ruthie. Let me say something. So we are frozen at right now. But they can still hear our voices. So let me. I don't know what's going on. My computer froze up, but people can still hear us. Hear the audio.
Okay.
I'm going to I'm gonna go get my let me I'm gonna come right back. People, I am so sorry that the screen has frozen. I'm sorry. Let me go. I'll be right back, Ruthie. I'm gonna go get my plug. I'm gonna plug it in. Maybe that will help. Hold
Okay.
on. I'm
Right.
sorry.
Okay, no problem.
We're just having a conversation anyway,
Yes,
so
we
hold
are
on one second.
between two friends.
Ooh, I almost spilled my water on my iPad down
Well,
here.
you almost
I'm glad I
there.
did. Okay, I'm back. I'm back and I'm black. so, so, anyways, going back to what you were saying, so you had somebody that actually took you around.
Right, right. And introduced me to people and and I, as soon as I got there, I started auditioning at the studios and all but it was a great experience.
Mhm.
I'm happy that I embarked upon LA at that time as
Mhm.
opposed to going when I was younger.
Mm.
Yeah, because I was more mature. And like I said, and corporate prepared me for college.
Mhm.
They really did. So because
Mhm.
I wasn't so eagle-eyed when I got there. So because had been already I had already been around certain levels of success.
Right.
Yeah, so that really helped me, and I'm happy, and I'm really happy about that because I didn't want to go at 20 or 25.
Mm.
I really didn't want to go that early,
Mhm.
because I just didn't. I just thought I wanted to get the corporate experience and the corporate life before I embarked upon that industry, which is
Mm.
very important.
So let's talk about some of the TV shows that you've been on. You were on SVU, right?
No, no, I want to be.
Oh, I
I
thought you were
wanna
on. Okay.
mm-mm. I was it's so funny because I was thinking about let's see what did I put? Okay, I did like I said, the first one was Racing for Time. That was Lifetime.
Mhm.
That was a Lifetime. And um Lifetime, and I did the I mostly film first,
Mhm.
more so than movies. Um, because I did Drool. Now that was with Jill Marie Jones, and I filmed that in New Orleans, in Louisiana
Mhm.
and all. So, um, but I did the If Loving You Is Wrong, the Tyler Perry deal.
Mhm.
If Loving You Is Wrong, this film called Locked. They shot it in. That was film. That was
Mhm.
film. And so just and Stolen, and recently I did Stolen in Plain Sight. That was a Lifetime. Swagger, Swagger.
Is
That
that on Apple TV?
Yeah, yeah, Swagger.
Yeah, yeah, I remember seeing that. That's on Apple TV.
Right, right.
Mhm.
Swagger. I did that, and so just a lot of mostly film,
Uh huh.
mostly film. Yeah.
So, what is the best thing about living in LA right now?
Right? Okay, okay. It's different right now than say even 10 years ago.
Okay.
With everything that's going on and with the state of uh, the homeless, and I mean it's so different now. But what I love about LA is the beach. I love the
Mhm.
beaches. I love the water and the mountains, and also the freedom. I mean, there's a level. It's nowhere like LA, and the same as New York. I love the fact that it's really there's a lot to do there, whether you want to or not. I mean, most of the time, I mean, I don't do as much as far as extracurricular
Mhm.
activities, but I love going to the beach. I like going to the mountains. And if I don't want to do anything, then nothing. But that's what I really love about it, is because you have the freedom there. You really do. You can be whatever you want. You can dress however you want. And people are not going to stare. It's just the freedom of it, really.
Mhm.
I mean, it's even at the state is in now. I mean, I still love it. So
So are there like more homeless now because of the current situation in LA?
yes, oh, it's literally like a third world.
Oh, wow.
Oh yes, it's awful.
Because I heard that there's a tent city in Venice Beach. I heard they got like a serious tent city over there now.
Look, it is tent city on the bridge. When you
Wow.
fly into LA and you fly into LAX
Mhm.
and you get on the 405, just look
Mhm.
up and you see tents lined on the bridges.
Wow.
I mean, and you going downtown. It's so now it's everywhere. Even when you
Mm.
go to Beverly Hills. Now,
Wow.
well, Beverly Hills not so much now, because see, now Beverly Hills, they have their own security.
Mm.
They have their own security now. But in Burbank, Santa Monica, I mean, and they were on the beach, but
Mhm. I remember that. Yeah.
but they cleared that off. They cleared the beaches. Yeah, they cleared the beaches off. Yeah, especially down in Venice. But now down in Venice on the sidewalks and up under the bridge, but they're
Mhm.
not on the sand and on the water.
Uh-huh.
But some are on under the bridges and all. So yeah,
So
but it's
that
different.
must be really be hard to see.
Yeah, it is, and it's scary sometimes. You don't want to be alone. You don't want to be by yourself,
Mhm.
because it's different. It's very different. Even near Beverly Center. Beverly Center is right in the heart of Beverly Hills in LA, Third and La Cienega. And Beverly Center is, it's a really nice mall. And just right in that area, people are just like on the corner and at the light. And so you really have to have your head on a swivel.
Mhm.
You really do, because it's sort of scary. Yeah.
Hmm.
You got to be really careful. And I try not to be out at night, especially alone.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah,
So, how are you okay, since COVID is going on, has film production slowed down, or how is that going now since COVID?
well, let's see, a week before COVID, I was booked for a production for Swagger,
Mhm.
and they canceled. They canceled it, and that was right before COVID. That was like in March of what 2020. When was COVID? 2020.
2020.
Yeah. So that was at March. October, the studios were back,
Mm.
and I shot that, but I shot it in Virginia.
Okay.
So now everything is open.
Mhm.
Everything is open now. So, but it's very strict. You have to
Mhm.
be vaccinated, double
Mhm.
boosted, and all of that. So they're not playing.
Oh,
They're
well,
not,
that's good because
yeah,
Texas is
yeah,
wide open. You can do
right,
what
right,
I mean. I have my mask on, and people look at me like I'm crazy, but
right.
I wear my mask everywhere.
When I did Swagger, I I was in Virginia for about 3 weeks.
Mhm.
Most of that was they wanted us quarantined.
Mhm.
I took a COVID test for 10 days straight before
Wow.
we walked on set.
Wow.
Yes.
So
So
are
they're
they?
not joking. They're not playing.
So they're still like that even now?
No, 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 no. And then
Like when?
I did a commercial, and they we got the test 1 day before wardrobe.
Mhm.
Oh, and that was it. Yeah.
So when you're on set now, does everybody who's not acting have? Is everybody wearing a mask now?
Oh yes. Oh yeah. Everyone wears a mask, wardrobe, everyone.
Mhm.
And I mean, really, it's really not mandated yet.
Mm.
They were talking about mandating it and all, but now it's not. I mean, because I really don't even walk around with a mask on
Mm.
in LA. I don't.
Mm.
Yeah. So
Uh, so when you go in the stores, you don't wear one?
mm-mm.
Oh, I do.
Mhm.
Because COVID is running rampant here in Texas because we never really shut down.
Right.
We never really
Have you
did.
ever had? Have you ever got COVID?
No,
Yeah, I haven't either.
no. I'm very, very careful. I do not eat inside.
Oh,
If I
really?
can't be outside, I mean, like if I'm outside, I don't wear one.
Hmm.
But even with that, if there's a lot of people around me, I always have one with me. If there's a lot of people around me, I put it on because I don't want that. My niece has it right now for the second time.
Really?
Yeah, and she
Oh,
went roller skating on Saturday and caught it at the roller skating rink
really?
for the second time. So it's like, Jeannie ain't playing. I'm
Yeah.
not playing.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm very, very careful, and I have my shot and my booster, and I'm very careful because I have asthma. So
Oh, okay. Okay. So
that
yeah.
would be a problem for me.
Right.
So does anybody have a question for Ruthie? Any people that are in the chat? Do you guys have a question? We'll wait for a couple seconds and see if somebody has a question for you.
Okay.
I'm gonna put my music back on. Okay, Conscious Business Service says funny times we live in. That is true. Conscious Business Service, do you have a question for Ruthie that you want answered? This is a Hollywood insider you got right here. Miss Key Kitchen, do you have a question for Ruthie? This is if you have any questions about how Hollywood works or anything like that, people that she's met, things that she's done, this is a good time to ask those questions.
You still crazy.
I'm old, but I'm still a
Boy,
nut job. I'm still
boy,
a
you
nutter.
still look good, girl.
I'm still me. I'm not gonna change just
Yeah.
because I'm old. I'm
You're
still gonna be me.
oh, Janine, you're something else.
What else what else was I gonna ask you? Have you done any productions in Europe?
Oh my goodness, that's so funny that you asked. Okay, so a month ago, June,
Mm-hmm.
this friend of mine who I've known, as a matter of fact, he gave me my first job, a commercial job,
Mm-hmm.
voiceover in North Carolina. When I was living in North Carolina, when I was in corporate, but I was still, at that time, I was sort of dibbling and dabbling in acting because I knew that I was going to be, acting full time. So I started sending out my picture and resume. Those are the times of pictures and resumes. But anyway, I met this guy, Terry Kroon, and he gave me my first commercial. It was for a insurance company. But
Uh-huh.
anyway, so he has introduced me. He's into production now, and he's working over in Europe, but he
Mhm.
lives in the U.S. But he
Mhm.
has a lot of connections in Europe. He called me about a month ago and said that he wanted to introduce me to a producer, and because they were looking for a either an African American or an Asian actress to be
Mhm.
to be in it was a series plus a prequel and a sequel.
Mhm.
And he recommended me. And I was like, okay, yes. And this was in England. It was going to be for England. So I had a Zoom call with him a month ago.
Oh, that's good.
Yes. And I'm going to be talking with him again and well next month.
Mhm.
Because I was busy and I didn't have time to at that particular time. I did look at the script, but I told him that I am interested. So it's so funny that you asked because yeah, and I'm going to be talking with them probably next week sometime because they want to talk. Yeah,
That's good.
so we were introduced. We talked about this script a little bit.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, so that'll be great. I would
Oh
love
man,
this.
that'd be great, boy. I'm hyped. I'm hyped
Yeah,
for you. I'm
yeah,
hyped up.
yes, it's going
That'd be really good if you got that. That's
right. Oh
great.
yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so besides acting, do you also okay? That's so awesome that you have such a wonderful opportunity to do what you do. Yes, 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 yes. Thank you, Donna. So besides acting, uh, do you sometimes go behind the camera as a director or producer?
A producer. Yes.
Okay.
I've produced two productions.
Mm-hmm.
Back in last year in October, I was one of the producers for a feature film of
Mm-hmm.
Single House with this production company, Winter State production company out of Minnesota. I
Mm-hmm.
was one of the producers, and I was also a producer for Lapham Rising with Stockard Channing. I was a producer on that, and several other New York actors. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so I have produced a couple of productions now under my name.
Yay!
Yeah, so that was great. I mean, it's different.
Uh-huh.
It's really different. And fingers crossed. Fringo House is coming out this fall. So look out for it called the Pringle House, unless they change the name. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. And Lapham Rising will be coming out in December.
And that would be in theaters.
Right, those are both of them should be in theaters. Yeah,
Yay!
that's what we want. Yeah, yeah.
Do you write?
I did
Mm-hmm.
because the producer who got me into producing,
Mm-hmm.
he would ask me to just write a synopsis,
Mm-hmm.
and so I've done that. I have a story in mind, but to sit down and just write,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not that type of writer.
You know what? I'm going to tell you this.
Mhm.
Don't worry about the format when you
Right,
all you just write. A writer writes,
heard
okay?
it. Yes,
So I'm
absolutely.
writing a sci-fi novel.
Oh,
So and it's I've been working on this for some years because I keep going in and changing stuff, but I don't worry about the format or anything. Okay? I'm just writing. And you can have a if you want to, you can write your basic ideal out.
hmm
So if you want to do that,
yeah,
you can say, okay, this story is about this and this, and then you can do a background for each of your
right.
characters, so you know where the arc is going to come in. Okay, you
Right.
start here, you arc, and then of course it goes back down. It goes up,
Mhm.
and then goes back down. Some pieces, some movies just go up.
Right.
Okay, because then they have different forms of movies now. Like it will end at a climax up here because okay, they want to do a second film, so it'll
Right.
end right
Right.
here. And
Right.
so okay, we're gonna end it right here, and we're not gonna resolve the issues
Mm,
because we're gonna do another film,
a sequel.
a sequel. So it might
Mhm.
just end here. But a writer just writes. Don't worry about how it looks or anything. Just start writing.
Well, I mean, I really have written,
Mhm.
like I said, the synopsis because, and a couple of them, and
Mhm.
because my producing partner, he writes. He's a writer, and he
Mhm.
wrote the film that I was the lead in.
Mhm.
And so we sort of collaborated a little bit on it, but he mostly wrote it.
Mhm.
But that's what he does. He produces and he writes, and he mostly produces and writes. He doesn't really direct.
Mhm.
And but yeah, so he said the same thing.
Mhm.
And then I wrote it. I wrote out two, and I sent
Mhm.
it to him. And we haven't done anything with him, but you know,
It's a start.
right, right.
It is the start. Long as you got something on paper, because I try to write at least an hour a day
Oh, okay,
if I can. Lately I haven't been because I've been dealing with some other issues, family issues. But I try to write at least an hour a day. I say from this time to this time I'm gonna write, and
right,
I turn everything off. My TV, everything's off. I might put some lo-fi music on in the background, and then that's it. And I write an hour a day. You'd be surprised what you can get out of an
right.
hour a day.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, especially if you have a creative mind and you have a story in mind, or
Hmm.
just just embarking on your experiences.
Right.
You
See,
know,
I'm telling you this because I want to see you right. I'm trying to encourage you, my
oh, I
friend. I'm
know,
trying to encourage you because I know you got some stories.
girl,
I know
yeah,
you do.
I
I know
do.
you do. So that's why I'm telling you this. I'm not trying to pump
Okay.
myself up. I'm trying to get you. I'm trying to get you to go in that direction. Okay? Because I know you can do it. I
Yeah,
believe in you.
I can.
I know you can. So I'm trying to, yeah, go ahead, do it, girl. Get it, girl. That's what I'm trying to do right here.
I know, I know.
I know
I
you can
will.
do
I'll
it.
find time to do that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll find
Yeah.
time. But
Even
you get so busy. I mean, with ooh, I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot that's out there, and especially now, I'm constantly, auditioning, and ooh, it's a lot. It's a lot. But yeah, and it would really be something to do to get your mind off of the process,
mhm.
and I can see that. I can see
Mhm.
that. So yeah, you're right. So I'll do that.
Yay!
And you know what? I may just send you what I've written so far.
Uh-huh.
Just the treatment. Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
it
you can
is.
do a
He had me to
treatment.
do. Yeah, yeah, that's what he did. He had me to
Yeah.
I wrote two treatments.
See, that's
Yeah,
something.
because I wanted to include my hometown, Memphis, Tennessee,
Mhm.
and I wrote a story, and it was fun. So we'll see. Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah,
You can
we'll
do it, Ruthie.
yeah,
It's just having the discipline to sit. I mean, if you just do, okay, I can't do an hour.
right.
5 minutes.
Hmm.
You'd be surprised, little 5 minutes, what you can do in 5 minutes. I'm serious. 5 minutes a day. Those 5 minutes that's going to turn into a script or a book or whatever.
Right, right.
5 minutes. 5 minutes out of your day. You don't even have to type it. You have like a pad of paper and pencil. Write it out. Write it out. Write it out. Write it
Long
out.
hand, long hand.
Longhand.
Yeah.
You know who I got that from?
Who?
Akeem Babatunde.
Oh, yes.
He always has a yellow pad with him.
Really?
and he just writes. I mean, even when we were doing plays, I would see Keen sitting
Yeah,
there
you and the king used to hang out all the time.
very tight.
The last time I saw him, I was at a Whole Foods
Hmm.
in Dallas, and I saw him then. So, do you still see him now?
I call him.
So, what
He
is he
he
doing now?
he just had surgery, so he's trying
Oh,
to recover from that surgery. I
yeah.
can't remember what it was, his back or something, but he just had surgery, and he's going to physical therapy to get his muscle memory back.
Right. Okay. Okay.
But that's the lesson that I learned from Akeem. You know, he always carries, some paper, the yellow pad of paper with him.
Right.
And he gets an idea and he writes it down.
Right. Okay.
And
Yeah.
then I always see him writing, writing, writing. I get all that from Akeem.
That's a good person to get it from. He's very experienced.
Yes, exactly.
He
S-
directs and do all of that.
So what makes you happy, Ruthie? Or what brings you joy in life?
Pursuing acting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, other than my family, other than, my nieces and nephews, there's nothing else in terms of employment, work, whatever, that I would want to do.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Because, see, and even when I've tried to, because I used to represent brands,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a great position to be in,
Mm-hmm.
but I was not happy.
Mm-hmm.
I was not happy. And I thought maybe, I said, you know what? I probably can do this for the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I couldn't do it. So I
Mm.
had to, because see, even though I've been in the industry, but I've been in and out because I was always asked to represent a brand with promotions. So that took me away from acting, but I would always get back into it. And then I had to decide on really are you really going to do this full time? Because you really need to be
Focused.
tunnel vision.
Mm-hmm.
This is how you need to be when you're going to pursue this business.
Mm-hmm.
Even though you may not be able to because you have to work and you have to take care of yourself, ideally it should be like this
Mm-hmm.
and focus on that. And I'm able to do that now.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's when I really have seen a lot of success
Mm.
because that's all I do now. That's where my mindset,
Mm-hmm.
you know, waking up, improving on what you do, constantly auditioning, constantly meeting people, and that's what makes me happy.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, other than family, yeah, I wouldn't want to do any other profession but acting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
What advice do you have for somebody, for a young person who wants to pursue a career in acting?
Well, you got to have a strong back.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is so challenging. I wouldn't say that is because see, I don't look at it as hard. I don't
Mm-hmm.
look at it as hard because from the time that I've been in it, I've been able to find my way. I've been able to audition. I've been able to meet people and to work as I'm available.
Mm-hmm.
But with if you're young, you're going to have more no's than yes,
Mm-hmm.
but you can't let that discourage you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I mean. You got to have a strong constitution. You got to be so secure with yourself
Mm-hmm.
because any insecurity is going to kill you.
Right.
It's going to kill you. So and that's my probably was my greatest strength when I got in, is because I hear no, but I don't hear no, and that's how
Mm-hmm.
you have to continue to push through. You got to just continue, and that is the main thing.
Mm-hmm.
That because even when you get in and you get a little success, and then there's going to be a slow period.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to say, what's going on? It's like, wow, and then you may get something else, then another slow period.
Mhm.
So you're gonna have those down times.
Mhm.
And you just have to have a strong constitution. You got to be secure because you're gonna hear no way more than you hear yes.
Right.
Yeah. So that's the main that's the I used to say maybe try to go to school first.
Mhm.
Try to go and get an education. I used to say that, but I think that if acting is your passion, if that's something that you really, really love, I think
Mhm.
that you should just go ahead and start it right away.
Mhm.
Cause and if you feel that you'll be able to withstand the no's,
Mhm.
because in your mature years, that's what's going to make you happy. Doing what you really love, that's what makes you really happy.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I mean, I didn't go at it from that standpoint because I wanted so much out of life.
Mhm.
I wanted to be in corporate. I wanted to be in management. I wanted to wear designer suits, carry a designer bag, tell people what to do. That's what I wanted to do. And then I wanted to get into acting because
Mhm.
see, I used to model. I used to do all of that. So I wanted so much in life.
Mhm.
I wanted so much. So, so for me, I mean, but then I was so strong too. So, because I mean, nothing discouraged me. I was like, okay, no,
Mhm.
I'm still gonna keep going.
Mhm.
So, I mean, you really I have a niece, she's a vocalist. And
Mhm.
I constantly tell her, she's young, Demi, if this is what you want, you need to go for it. I
Mhm.
said, you're going to, I mean, it's going to be times you're not going to get what you want, but you got to persevere. You have to study. I mean, now with a young person, you need to get training. You need to get trained. It's no sense
Mhm.
in getting into this if you don't have any training. Because going out on audition and being on the set are two different animals.
Right.
Totally different. You have to know how to go into audition.
Right.
There's a
Mhm.
there's an art to it.
Mhm.
So
You
you
know how to
need,
hit your mark.
yeah, right.
Mhm.
So you need to have training. Now
Mhm.
that's what I would tell them. You need to
Right.
get training. If you're not going to go to college or whatever, but you're going to have to, get into some of these acting schools and get training for it for sure.
Mhm.
Because someone young, you're not going to, you don't really have the wherewithal to train by yourself or train with your parents. You really need formal training.
Right.
Yeah, so I would definitely tell them that.
Very good. Very good. So I'm going to go ahead and close this up unless somebody has a question for Ruthie. I'm going to put my music on again. Does anybody have a question for Ruthie before I go ahead and close this down? Let's wait a while.
Okay.
I really enjoyed having you on my
Yeah,
show.
likewise. And I'm happy to be here.
On my little YouTube channel, but
That's
that's okay.
good. That's right.
It may be little, but it's not gonna stay little. In
Right.
fact, people who are watching this, share this out with your friends. I would appreciate it because I still have not reached 500 subscribers.
Hmm.
So, yes, share this out because I'm trying to reach my first 500 so I can get that community board.
I know.
And once I hit 500, hey, that's gravy. That's gravy.
Is that
That's
what it is?
gravy.
Well, I subscribe to it.
I really
Yeah,
appreciate it.
I
I
did.
appreciate
Oh
it because
yeah.
that helps. Because this is all I do, Ruthie.
I know. I mean, you do so much. I mean, you produce.
That was a
You
while
camera
back.
person. I know, but you were doing it.
Yeah, I was, girl. I haven't. Hold on. Somebody's texting me. Maybe she got a question for you. Hold on. I have not. I haven't done anything as so far as producing or anything like that. I was a reporter.
Right, I remember
Yeah,
that.
before COVID happened, I was a reporter, and I told you why I had to quit doing that
Right,
when we had that conversation. But now I'm just doing my social media, but it's something that keeps me busy and keeps
right,
my creativity going, because if
that's
I
good.
can't be creative, I lose my
Right.
mind.
But see, that's the same way with acting for me.
Hmm.
So you understand that.
Right. See, I get you, but on the day to day, since COVID happened, my I used to go to my poetry meetup every week, but that stopped. We just meet up online. So it's been uh it's been difficult to keep that going, because
Right,
artists feed off of other artists. At least
right,
I do. I feed off other artists' energy, so I haven't really had that around me too much. So all my interactions, as so far as my poetry groups are concerned and my writing groups, have been online, because everybody is like, no, we're not doing that anymore, which I understand,
right.
because COVID is still out there. Like I said, my niece has it right now, and I was like, oh, I didn't know that was going to happen, but it's still out there. So everybody's meeting online. Um, so do you have different groups that you go to?
I would go to a well, it wasn't a class, but it was just a meetup where we would just do scenes. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, I do that. I do
Mm-hmm.
that, and we just have different scenes that we do. It's not scene study. We pretty much just do scenes. Period. And if I have an audition, I may take it with me
Mm-hmm.
and just read with someone just to hear it before I actually put it on tape and submit it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, the process has totally changed when I was out there. Tell people the process of getting an audition now, how it's done now.
Well, now it's pretty much you you pretty much have to videotape it
Mm-hmm.
and submit it to the casting director, Actors Access, and you putting it on tape,
Mm-hmm.
and there again is a process.
Mm-hmm.
Is a process that you have to go through and knowing how to videotape your auditions.
Right.
You want a clear background. You don't want a lot of you have to really commit to a certain area in your wherever you live,
Mm-hmm.
and you can buy a backdrop, normally blue, gray,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to have a camera, you have to have a microphone, and then you have to have a reader.
Mm-hmm.
You have a reader and you go through the process.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be able to um, play it not directly to the camera, but off the camera. So it's still a process. I mean, it's
Right.
everything, and then you submit it. You upload. Well, you edit it, and then you upload it to Actors Access or
Mm-hmm.
to. Um, Sometimes they may want you to send it to them directly.
Right.
So yeah, so that's the process of it now.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we mostly do. And they were talking about we were going to go back into the room, which I hope that we do. As
Mm-hmm.
far as taping is good, but you miss the interaction with that casting director and
Mm-hmm.
the person there. Because
Right.
sometimes they may want to redirect you and all. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah. So I think that they were saying that we may go back and inside somewhat, but still videotaping is going to be the norm.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
it'll be the norm.
And things have changed.
Yeah, yeah,
Changed a lot.
yeah.
Well, Ruthie, I want to thank you so much for coming on and just sharing your experiences. And it's just I'm so happy that you reached out to me because I haven't talked to Ruthie. I can't even remember.
I know.
It's been that long.
Yes, it has.
So I really appreciate you reaching out to me and just sharing, giving an insight to us normal folk.
It's my pleasure. I love you, Janine. Girl, we used to have lunch together when I was in Dallas. So I love you, girl.
Well, I love you too, and
Mm.
thank you so much for coming on. Stay
Thank
on.
you.
I'm going to go ahead and end the
Okay.
broadcast.
All
But
righty.
everybody have a wonderful day or night wherever you are. Uh, share it out to people. I'm trying to get that 500, and I appreciate everybody who did join and watch this broadcast today. And just have a wonderful and blessed and prosperous day.
Absolutely.
Amen and amen.
Amen.
Peace,
Take care,
love,
sweetie.
and hair grease.
Yeah. And thank you all for joining, whoever joined. Thank
Okay.
you.
I will
All
Ruthie
righty.
stay. I'm gonna end the broadcast. Bye bye,
Okay.
everybody.
Bye-bye.